reflection smiling back. Weight of the world now, today is off my back. Pour the smoothie greens and vibes all intact. Dreams in the blender, manifesting in the stack. Tuned out the noise, tuned into my lane.
Hello and welcome. I'm just checking to make sure everything's working correctly, and I'll jump right into today's talk.
Timeline detox, clearing up the mind.
Good afternoon. It's me, Ryan Kearns. I'm here to help you with your personal health reset this year. And this is especially for people with Lyme disease, chronic illness, or anybody who's experiencing tick-borne illness or any of the challenges associated with it. I know how it can be. I personally had Lyme disease back in 2016. It destroyed me, it knocked me down, and it brought me to really focus on my health for years. And now I help other people do exactly that because I was able to build back, and I haven't had any symptoms now in over 9 years. And so I started creating content and helping people move forward because I know about all of the challenges involved with that, or at least most of them. And I really wanted to give back and create something for people. So I created LymeWars.com. But today we're talking about the personal health reset that you can do in 2026. See, it's my belief that resets do not work. They don't work. They never have. And they're really just too much pressure, especially for this group of people that I'm speaking to. They work for some people, I'll say that. You have to be a specific type of person, someone with a healthy immune system, a healthy nervous system, and someone that's not dealing with a serious infection or any kind of chronic illness might find that motivation push to do everything in January feels good and helps them move forward. But for the people who are struggling, who are in that place of, I just want to have my body back, I just want to feel better, they are going to find this very difficult. That motivational talk, that push talk where you're trying to force yourself to do things doesn't serve that group of people. And so if you're in that group of people, welcome, and thank you for giving me your time and attention, because we're going to dive in to how to do this in a way that's calmer, more relaxed, more intentional, and allows you to build upon it throughout the year. And it's not going to be short-minded. That short-minded mindset is one of the biggest key problems with a health reset, and the reason why they often don't work. People quit because they try to pile everything on all at once, and that's simply not the way to go. It's not going to work long term. We quit on ourselves when it's too difficult, when it's too much pressure, too much stress. It becomes hard, and we don't like to do things that are that hard mentally and physically, especially if we're dealing with an infection already. So we're going to simplify everything and go for a plan that actually works and is sustainable moving forward. And that's really the whole goal behind this entire presentation today. And I'm going to be going live every single day to help you and help people create their personal health reset plan so that you can go into 2026 and absolutely crush it. Let's see. Looks like I have to just fix this real quick. There we go. So let's build your personal health reset. So this is not going to be some kind of trend like the train of people that go towards a specific diet, whether it's like Weight Watchers or what is the most recent one, like the Atkins diet, all those trend diets. That's not what we're talking about here. Those aren't going to serve us. This isn't a template. This isn't something that just everybody has access to and can do and just put in their own life. This is going to be something you build for yourself, because that is the only way it will work. It has to be sustainable and stable in your specific life, not for somebody else and for their life. So this is built for your specific body. That's the whole key behind this entire thing. We've got to focus on you and you specifically so that we can untangle the webs of underlying root causes and things that are holding back your immune system and your nervous system from thriving, fighting back, and becoming healthy again. So here's why trend resets don't work. Well, first of all, they're built for the algorithm. They're usually built for something that's shareable or something that makes it easy to talk about so that more people can get on board with it, and it ends up going viral in the new world of social media that we're all dealing with. So those trends aren't always going to be the best case scenario. They're not always going to suit you in your life because they're not actually set up for you. They're set up to spread quickly and to be able to be shared among people. That's not the same as being set up to heal your specific body, obviously. But reminders are always helpful. Let's ignore that nervous system capacity, right? That's the trend. That's what trend resets do. They ignore your nervous system capacity. And so your capacity is not what it should be if you're dealing with an infection, if you're dealing with chronic illness. Your capacity will be a lot higher once you're healthy. And so it's our goal to build that up, but that requires calming everything down and focusing on supporting that nervous system more often and more of the time. Even using things like adaptogens and adaptogenic mushrooms can support the nervous system and calm us down a little bit. There's a lot that we can do to support the nervous system. Breath work, meditation, sleep, all of that stuff really matters. So trend resets end up creating shame and they end up creating burnout. When we're not able to complete them or when we quit on ourselves because it's too hard or it's too much too fast and we're overloading our body, it feels bad. We end up quitting. We end up feeling ashamed. We end up burning out before we ever get the results we were after in the first place. So your body is the actual context that we need to look at. Diagnosis obviously matters. Understanding what's going on in our lab results obviously matters. And understanding the body on a deep level in your specific case is what's going to make all the difference. History of your health matters a lot. Your capacity, your current nervous system capacity matters a lot. Your safety matters a ton. That's the thing people overlook sometimes. They see this new protocol and they start overloading their system with thousands of different supplements. And you may or may not need any of these supplements, and they may or may not be safe supplements to begin with. So it's really important that you vet every company you work with, that you look for third-party testing in each company, and that you know for sure that what you're getting is high quality and that it's the right dosage. And so that's really, really important. It's something that we focus on heavily at LymeWars.com because we want to make sure that we're putting something out there that's going to be positive overall rather than negative overall. And so that's why we keep everything super simple. We keep one single ingredient herbs so that we can test everything, make sure there's no heavy metals, there's no added BS, added drugs. The safety actually matters a lot to us, especially because I take it myself and I give it to my parents and I give it to my kids. This is not something that I was willing to mess around with at all. Safety is of the utmost importance. We actually spend extra money on third-party testing and on the safety of our products just to make sure. Because again, I take it myself. I'm not willing to put things in my body that I haven't vetted. And so you should be the same way. And it matters a lot. So these things are really what matters. This is the context for which to build your plan from. So a personal reset, it starts with questions. We need to ask ourselves these questions. So what drains me? What is something that takes away from me every single day that I shouldn't be doing with my time because it's causing me to feel stressed. It's causing me to feel anxious. It's giving me, it's making it harder for my body to heal. It's making it harder to hit that homeostasis, that balanced state that we need to be in order to feel good. And it's just triggering me or causing me stress and anxiety. What supports me, so the opposite of that, what actually feels good to do and supports me, and so for me, I'll actually answer these. I'll try to answer them honestly. So what drains me in 2025, what drained me the most was probably, if I'm being really, really honest, probably arguments with loved ones that just didn't matter. I mean, we all do that every now and then. We end up getting into those tiffs or those things that just don't actually matter in the long run, and you get caught up arguing about semantics or something stupid what to have for dinner or something, and it's just draining and it's pointless. And if we could let go of more of that, I think that would be really helpful. What supports me is probably hanging out with my kids and my family. What can I stop forcing? Oh, look at this. I actually think I need to update this so you guys can see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. What can I stop forcing? Well, I can stop forcing. What's a good one for me here? I think one thing that I'm forcing might be like trying to feel like trying to push it too far, like trying to feel like I did 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like trying to put too much on our bodies can be something that you're forcing. I'm trying to think of my specific case this year. What can I stop forcing? And that's a really tricky one to answer. I don't necessarily feel like I force very many things. I feel like I have consistent like patterns and habits that I try to stick to every day. I don't feel like I'm forcing it, because then I probably wouldn't be doing it for very long. But the things that I'm trying to stick to, I don't think I'm forcing trying to stick to positive habits. I think it's just part of the process. So it really does depend on who you are. But what is something that you could be forcing? I mean, there's been times in my life where I think like, wow, I'm just forcing this relationship with this person. Like I'm the one putting everything in to try to get this person to like me, and they're not giving anything back. That's forcing a relationship that doesn't need to happen. And these little things actually go really far for how our overall life is structured and how we feel each and every day. And it does relate directly back to our health. But, you know, it's hard to think holistically like that all the time in the world of health it's so easy to go into the rabbit hole of supplements and routines and different things that we can take or do or add into our life. But it's harder to think in a holistic sense about our emotions, our relationships, our life, you know, our daily habits and everything like that. So what can we stop forcing instead of trying to make ourselves do it, because it's not really working? And what does my body need less of? You know, for a lot of people, this could be, you know, alcohol, sugar. For me, it's right now, it's probably sugar, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I'm not saying I'm not doing anything too crazy, but, you know, a good Christmas cookie every now and then for Santa never hurt. Never hurt during the holidays. But it does hurt a little bit because you know, just know, because I have all this knowledge about sugar and the body and what it does to us, you know, every time I eat it, I do think about it. And it's not that I eat it every single day or, you know, every meal or anything crazy like that. But, you know, every now and then I'll have like last night I had a cookie. That's why I'm thinking of this. I just had one chocolate chip cookie. And so for some people, that's like a normal thing that they do every single day. But for me, that's like a big thing that I think about and I make a big decision about, because of all of the refining I've been through in my life to make sure that I'm healthy. And that's what people sometimes don't understand, is that like some of these things stick with us for such a long time. Like I had Lyme disease over 10 years ago, and I'm still very, you know, health minded. And obviously, because I share everything with people, that probably makes a difference as well. But, you know, people think I'm like one of the healthiest friends that they have or the healthiest person in their family. And it's because, you know, I built all these habits and I thought about my life intentionally, and I think about these things. And I don't know, I think more people can step up to the plate a little bit by thinking of more things that don't belong in their life, that their body could use less of. Alcohol, sugar, try. I think a lot of people could benefit from trying gluten-free as a diet, especially if they're dealing with Lyme disease. There's low-grade sensitivities to that just across the board. Some would say, you know, 60% plus of people have gut sensitivities to gluten. It's worth trying removing it for most people. And dairy as well. Dairy often doesn't help as much as it hurts, which is debated widely, but I'll stick to my guns on that one. And so it's just some things to think about. Like, you don't have to go change everything at once, but what are the answers to some of these questions? What drains you? What supports you? What can you stop forcing? And what does your body need less of? Now, the next thing here, gotta fix it again, is stability. right? We want sustainability. We want to be able to stick to our plan over the long term. We don't want to do something that's just going to be like a flash in the pan or something that's short term and that doesn't feed us long term and doesn't help us improve through February, March, April, May, because let's be honest here. A year is not that long. Some people act like a year is super long. I know, like, when you're a child, when you're a kid, you definitely think that a year is a long time, but as we get older, it's pretty obvious that a year, you spend a year doing something, you'll get somewhere, but not everywhere, right? You won't be able, you can have your cake, but you might not be able to eat it. Stability is the most important thing, right? Before progress, before seeing a huge upswing in your behavior or a huge change in who you are or your behavior or your results, stability comes before that. Because it's the things that we show up to consistently that end up eventually having that progress spike. It's not going to just happen in one day. Like, that's obviously crazy for most things. Most things don't happen in a day or a week. They happen in months or years. So stability is really the most valuable thing. And the more I go through life and the more things I experience, the more I see that consistency, stability, sustainability is the way. So calmness is even greater than consistency itself, right? We want to make sure that we're choosing things that are sustainable and calm and stable. We don't want to throw everything in the kitchen sink into our life. So this is really, really important and valuable and different from what 99% of people will do when they're trying to change their health in 2026. People will just start going to the gym every single day starting January 1st. And then by January 31st or 30th, I'm not sure if there's 31 or 30 days there, to be completely honest, they will quit. They'll give up. They'll go, oh man, I can't do this anymore. I just went every single day. My legs hurt, my arms hurt. I need a rest day. Then that rest day might turn into 2 or 3 rest days, and boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, all the weight they lost is back and they lost everything. And that's just for the general healthy population. But if we're talking to you who has Lyme disease, co-infections, or chronic illness, or you're trying to get better, you're trying to get healthy because you don't feel healthy right now, we need to calm everything down and choose things that are consistent, that will be easy to stick to, and make them easier to stick to as part of the process. And this means that safety is more important than speed. We want to actually, when we're trying things, like if we're going to try a new supplement or try a new thing, right? You always work with a doctor. Obviously, this channel is not for medical advice, blah, 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 all that legal stuff that I'm supposed to say. It's safety is the most important thing. Like, whenever I'm taking something new, I take one at a time and I see what happens for 24 hours, right? You can't just throw things into your body. It overloads your system. That's the first thing. And that's if everything is what it says it is. Secondly, it opens you up to a bunch of risk that you're even taking the things that it says it is. And third, the more is not always the merrier, right? It's all about the amounts and what happens to your specific body under those amounts. And sometimes potency is way more valuable than like a breadth of everything under the sun, right? Sometimes we just need the correct thing instead of 45 to 55 different things. And that's what I've learned about health. But trust is greater than force, right? We're not forcing ourselves. We're building self-trust by choosing something that's doable today and then doing it one step at a time. Here's a really easy example. Instead of saying, I'm going to start working out January 1st, this is for someone who's thinking about exercising and they want to move their body and they want to exercise. If instead of just saying, I'm going to exercise hard starting January 1st, what if they said, I'm going to start putting my workout clothes out the night before starting January 1st. And that's their goal. Is that doable? Yes. Is that running a marathon? No. It's not something crazy. It's not some crazy feat that they have to accomplish. It's something very simple. I'm going to put my clothes out the night before. That's my new habit. Now, when my clothes are out, the chances are that I actually get up and go exercise are much higher because my clothes are out and ready to go for exercise. And so it's choosing the correct habit to focus on that causes the rest of the dominoes to fall over. But it's also building that self-trust, doing the things that you say you're going to do. And when I say you're going to do, I mean even thinking it. Like if you think in your head, oh, I'm going to do this today, and then you don't do it, you just lied to yourself and you break self-trust, and it actually causes you to feel worse about yourself, in my experience, at least for me. But if you force yourself to do things, oftentimes that's not going to work either. We need to build that slow self-trust, that slow consistency by choosing habits that are easy for us to do and that can get done. And we slowly build a new persona over time. Slowly. Again, slowly. And people hate when I say that because everybody wants everything fast. And I wanted everything fast. And I know what that's like. And you're not wrong to want everything fast. It's just that that's not quite how our bodies and reality works. They work on averages over time. And we have to continue sticking with it for a long period of time. And the same thing goes with a reset. Your reset is a process. And the process looks like this. It's preparation, stabilization, and then rebuilding. So first we have preparation, and I made a whole video about this today. I'll be posting it later today, but the preparation is, getting ready to move into the new year. We're doing the preparation right now. And instead of going from preparation directly over to rebuilding, which is what most people do, they go like, all right, I'm getting ready for the new year, and starting January 1st, I'm going to rebuild my whole body. I'm going to rebuild everything and go to the gym every single day. I'm going to hang out with my family for 3 hours every single night. I'm going to eat only salads every single dinner. Like they change every single thing all at once. So that goes from preparation, skips over stabilization, and goes right to rebuilding. But we need to hit that middle point, that stabilization in what we're creating. So the preparation is choosing all of those things and deciding how you want your life to be different. The stabilization is allowing your life to be different for a number of weeks or months as you build it slowly out to the point where you're saying, okay, I see results. I'm seeing things go right. I think if I stay on this path for the year, I will feel good. And then finally, the rebuilding phase is when we try to improve our baseline so that we're not stuck like only ever getting to our baseline. Eventually, we want our baseline to be even higher, right? We want to have even more energy, even more muscular strength, even more vitality, even more health in our life, eventually. But the main key things right now are preparation and stabilization, and trying to figure out the things that you'll be able to do sustainably in a stable way over a period of time. And that period of time should be a year to 2 years. We shouldn't be thinking about our health in terms of a week or a month. That's got to stop. And I think everyone knows this deep down. It's just that no one's actually saying it out loud to them and making them realize, like, expand your timeline. 1 year, 2 years. That's what we're looking at here. And that's to create a healthy body. Regardless of what type of thing you're dealing with, I believe most people can change their body's direction within a year or two, especially if they focus on diet, nutrition, exercise, movement, hydration, sleep, and all of those foundational levers that we can pull. Now, when it comes to specific Lyme disease and co-infections, then we start to think about the different herbals that we can use to support our body. We start to think about the different supplements that are required to sort of untangle the web that we're stuck in, and to get to the root underlying cause of what's causing our immune system and our nervous system to overreact to an infection. That instead of just handling the infection and removing it and killing it, our body is acting crazy and creating tons of inflammation, brain fog, joint pain, and fatigue. And our whole body is feeling that attack from microbes, but more so, it's feeling our body responding to the attack from microbes. And that's what we need to take back control of now and into 2026. But January is a continuation. It's not a deadline. So we're here, right? We're here. I'm showing up. I'm doing this with you every single day. We're going to walk through this. We're going to walk up to January together and jump in with both feet, being ready, being prepared and understanding that we're searching for that stable, sustainable roadmap, not rebuilding everything from the ground up or adding things on top of ourselves over and over and over again until we're overwhelmed and flat on our backs. Okay? So, no more rock bottom, no more rebuilding from zero. Let's be prepared, stable, sustainability in mind, and then start to rebuild on top of that. And that should happen in maybe March. We're not talking about, that preparation and stabilization is a serious thing. It's not all going to happen in 1 month. It's not all going to happen in January. So we shouldn't expect it to. And January doesn't have to be such a big weight. It doesn't need to be like January 1st, everything changes and we overwhelm ourselves with that. But if we start now and we start to slowly move up to January, like when my family, we're already discussing what are we going to eat for dinner in 2026? What are we going to eat for lunch? We're having these discussions so we can plan something that is not only healthy, but also sustainable for us as a family. Because we can pick and choose, like, okay, this person's not going to eat that meal, but I think I still want to eat it. So we're going to do 2 of this, 2 of that. Like, you can get pretty in detail with how you structure this. Ideally, everyone in your family eats the same food all the time, but when is that really the case? I'll wait. Our families, everyone wants to eat something different, and it gets really tricky. Obviously, that's a part of the sustainability equation that we need to work out and figure out, and that's just one piece of it. Our environment, what we have access to, what we're around all the time, things that we're forced to do that we don't want to do, that affects our health negatively. These things all come into play. They all come into the process. And it's going to be so individual and so unique to you. That's the main thing to realize here. So I hope this is resonating with you. I hope this makes sense. And I just want you to know that I'm here for you to support you now and into 2026. And I'm going to continue showing up every single day. You might hear my voice is even starting to go a little bit. I've been doing these live videos every day now for a while. And I want to continue to keep going. I think it's been about 2 weeks or so. I'm not sure. Time is a blur. And I'm just continuing to show up for you so that I can help you in any way possible. So if there's any topic you want me to cover, anything you want me to break down for you specifically to do with your challenges, comment them below. Let me hear it. And please, if you're watching this, if you like this, hit the like button if this resonates with you, because it tells YouTube, all right, this is good content. Other people who are struggling should probably see this. Then we can support more people, and that's really important. Because half this stuff never gets out there, and that's not going to help anybody. And so, I do this to help people, and hopefully anything I say can be used in someone's life, even just to make a small, tiny little difference, and I would feel great about that. So you never know who needs to hear these messages, and it's really helpful for me and for other people if it gets shared, or if you like the video or subscribe. Do all those things so that we can continue showing up, helping people, and resetting our health now and into 2026. And I hope this video helped you feel a little bit better about preparing a new year ahead, a new year reset, where, it's not just about doing everything under the sun. It's more about supporting your body, choosing supportive, helpful habits in the process, and moving forward step by step. And if more people understood that and approached it from that angle, I think we'd see so many people become the healthiest version of themselves in 2025, 2026, and beyond, into 2030 and beyond, and 2040 and beyond, and 50. Oh man, I'm getting out of hand here. I am out of things to say today for the most part, but again, I'm here for you. Comment below, hit the chat, and reach out. help@LymeDiseaseWars.com if you need anything or if you have any questions. I'm here for you to help you take back your body and feel like yourself again. It's a challenge that I've been through myself and helped so many other people walk up to and cross over into that challenge and take back their body, especially in 2024 and 2025. I never thought that this would happen. I didn't think that my idea was that good. I was scratching my own itch. I just wanted to help myself, and now by helping myself, I decided to turn around and see if anybody else wanted help, and it turned out they did. And ever since, my life has been completely different, and now I just wake up every day and try to focus on the people that I serve and help. So hopefully this helps you, and if not, let me know about that too, because I'm trying to grow and become a better person myself, and I'm trying to help as many people as I can in the process. So I always want to know if I'm doing terrible or if I'm doing okay. I promise I won't hold it against you. And I hope you have a fantastic, Thursday, December 18th. We are 1 week away from Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family from my family and me. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye, with love and healing vibes.